Question number 7. Show that 3 tangent square theta plus 5 sine square theta is equal to 8 sine square theta minus 5 sine to the power of 4 theta over 1 minus sine square theta. Taking left hand side, which is 3 tangent of square of theta plus 5 sine of square of theta. We know that tangent of theta is equal to sine of theta over cos of theta. So we will have 3 tangent square means sine square of theta over cos of square of theta plus 5 times sine of square of theta and equals to the 3 sine square of theta, taking cos square of theta as a LCM. So we will have plus 5 sine square of theta times cos square of theta. And we know that cos square of theta is equal to 1 minus sine of square of theta. Okay, so plugging this value, we will have 3 sine square of theta plus 5 sine square of theta times 1 minus sine of square of theta over cos of square theta means 1 minus sine of square of theta. Further solving, we will have 3 sine square of theta plus 5 sine square of theta. 5 square theta times negative sine square theta means negative 5 sine to the power of 4 theta over 1 minus sine square of theta. You can see the right hand side. So just we need to add 3 plus 5. So this one is equal to 8 sine of square of theta minus 5 sine to the power of 4 of theta over 1 minus sine of square of theta, which is equal to right hand side. Part B, hence solve the equation 3 tangent square theta plus 5 sine square theta is equal to 9 for the value of theta is less than 270 and greater than 0. So we know that this one is 0, this one is 90, this one is 180 and this one is 270. So we need to find the all values of theta which are in either in first quadrant, second quadrant or in third quadrant. We don't need to find the values in fourth quadrant. Secondly, we need to find the value in degree, not in radian, because the range is given in degree. And this is a given equation and we know that left hand side we just solved, which is equals to this one. So we can substitute left hand side by this right hand side we just solved. So we can say that this value is equals to the 8 sine square theta minus 5 sine to the power of 4 of theta over 1 minus sine square of theta, and this one is equals to 9. So further solving by cross multiplying, we will have 8 sine square of theta minus 5 sine square to the power of 4 of theta is equals to 9 times 1 minus sine square of theta. Further solving, we will have 8 sine square of theta minus 5 sine of power of 4 of theta is equals to 9 minus 9 sine square of theta. Switching all terms which are in left side towards right side, we will have 5 sine to the power of 4 of theta minus 8 sine of square of theta plus 9 minus 9 sine square of theta equal to 0. So we will have 5 sine square power 4 theta minus 8 plus 9, which is 17. So 17 sine of square of theta plus 9 equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation if we consider y is equal to sine square of theta. We can directly solve it also. This quadratic equation cannot solve by factorization, so we will use formula. So we know that sine square of theta is equal to negative b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac over 2a. And in this case, a is equal to coefficient of sine to the power of 4, which is 5. Coefficient of sine square is b, which is negative 70. And c is the constant, which is 9. So plugging these values, we will have sine square of theta is equal to negative time minus 17 plus minus b square means 17 square. Negative 17 square minus 4 times e which is 5 and c which is 9 over 2e means 2 times 5. And this one is equal to 17 plus minus 17 square 289 and this one is 4 times 5 is 20, 20 times 90 is 180. So negative 180 over 2 times 5 is 10. So we can say that sine square of theta is equal to 17 plus under root 109 over 10, and on the other side sine square of theta is equal to 17 minus under root 109 over 10. So sine square of theta is equal to 17 plus 10.44 because under root 109 is 10.44 over 10, and this one is equal to 27.44 over 10. So we can say that sine square of theta is equal to 2.744. It's greater than 1, which is not possible because sine square of theta always less than or equal to 1 and greater than and equal to 0. So this is the range you should know about the sine square. So on the other side we have sine square of theta is equal to 17 minus 10.44 over 10, and this one is equal to 6.56 over 10. So sine square of theta is equal to 0.656. Under root both sides, we will have sine of theta is equal to plus minus 0.81. Okay, one concept you should know that sine of theta is positive in first and second quadrant and negative in third and fourth quadrant. We need to find the values of theta in first, second and third quadrant. I just told you here. So first we find the base angle. Base angle can be find out sine of theta is equals to 0.81. On the other side sine of theta is equals to negative 0.81. So theta is equal to sine inverse of 0.81, which is equal to the 54.1. So this is the angle which is base angle, and this one is 54.1. Angle in second quadrant can be find out by subtracting the base angle from 180. Now for the positive value of sine theta, we will have two angles which will be in first and second quadrant. So first quadrant angle is already we have calculated. So second quadrant angle is equals to the 180 minus base angle, which is this one. So 54.1, and this one is equals to the 125.9. Now we have the another value which is negative 0.81. So angle should be in fourth quadrant and in third quadrant. We don't need to find the angle in fourth quadrant because the range of the given theta is from 0 to 270. So we need to find angle in third quadrant. If we have the angle of the base angle against this value, we can find the angle in third quadrant by adding 180 to the base angle. So first we find the base angle using the positive value of 0.81. So theta is equal to sine inverse of 0.81, positive 0.81. So theta is equal to 54.1. This is the value of theta in the first quadrant, which is the base angle. And we need to find angle in the third quadrant, which can be found out by adding the 180 to the base angle. So angle is equal to 180 plus 54.1. So theta is equal to the 234.1. So we have three angles, this one, this one and this one. So we can say that theta is equals to 54.1, then 125.9, then 234.1. So this is the required angle